Yes, now we are going to the next topic, that is coordination. Actually, it's a very different area in management. We know the managerial functions are actually planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and control. Certain management scholars are accepting that this coordination is part of this planning, and some other management scholars are of the argument that this coordination is one of the prominent managerial functions among this planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and all this. And there are different opinions. Anyway, this coordination is actually a relevant element in management process, because without proper coordination we cannot attain the desired goals of a business organization. So because in a business organization there are diverse number of people with diverse taste, preferences, and opinions, and also there are different departments and sections or prototypes of the society inside a business organization, and all the people, actually all these people and units or departments will be having different taste, preferences, and targets. So then again inside the business organization itself there are different targets and objectives, and people will be behind these objectives, and there are diversities and complexities. So in order to blend these targets and objectives and tastes and preference together, a management function should be there. So that management function is coordination. So actually by means of coordination we means it is a blending together of the various objectives and targets and preferences towards the organizational goals and objectives. So in an business organization there are so many kinds of objectives. That is there are employees who have their own personal objectives. There are certain groups in a business organization who have their own objectives. There will be certain departments who have their own personal objectives, and there will be diverse number of targets and orders or like that, and all these things will be going on simultaneously in a business organization. And in order to achieve the organizational goals, these things are to be coordinated. Okay, so that management function is the coordination. So I will tell you one example how the things should be, why the things are to be coordinated, or how the coordination function plays a relevant role. For example, in a business organization the production department is there, and the production department actually produces the finished goods by procuring raw material from outside the organization, and they will produce the goods in the production department. And the sales department is actually responsible for, and sales department will be having the objective or target of selling the goods or services. Actually the sales department and production department is to be coordinated. Why? Because the production department should start producing the goods once there is a movement in the finished goods only. That is, whenever the sales take place, if there is a more demand for the finished good, or there is a more sales in the market, then more production has to go on. So the sales department and production department is to be integrated or blended together, so that the production department gets information about the movement in the market through the sales department. Again, this production department and finance department is to be integrated. Why? Because the production department purchase raw materials from outside the organization. So in order to purchase the finished goods, the money should come. That is, the finance department is responsible for the money or finance or financing of the raw materials or stock. So finance department should give approval for procurement of the stock. Therefore there should be an integration or coordination between the finance department and production department. Again, the finance department and marketing department should be there, have a proper coordination, because money comes from the sales. Through the sales of the finished goods, money comes into an organization, and therefore there should be a coordination between this sales department and production finance department also. So in such a way, all again similar to the finance HR department also, or marketing department also, there should be coordination between all these different departments. Also, not only within the departments, there are different individuals in a business organization. Each individual have their own objectives, their own diverse taste and preferences. So the personal taste, preference and objectives of the individuals also should be directed towards the business organization's objective. That is, for example, if I am a finance manager in a business organization, my personal objective is to get promotion as general manager. So I will be having I am having my personal objective or target, that is to get promotion. So I will be doing what I will be doing. I will be oriented always towards getting a promotion by getting more give or pressurizing my subordinates and getting more profit. But that pressurizing may result in harassment of subordinates or employees in an organization, and that should not happen. Therefore, my personal objective may be becoming an objective that is against the objective of business organization, that is harassment of the employees. That should not take place in organization, because if harassment takes place, the morale of the employees will get downwards or move downwards, and or the employees will get demotivated. That will, in the long run, it will affect the employees, and therefore the harassment of employees should not take place in an organization from the part of superior authorities. Therefore, there should be a proper coordination between all these things. There should be a coordination between personal objectives of each individual and the objective of departments. All these things are to be blended together towards the long-term objective or long-term sustainable development of business organization. So the coordination function is the function that plays the key role in the organization in effectively making the results favorable for the business organization. So that is the coordination function, and we will be discussing more on this coordination function now. So next we will see about the objectives of coordination function. First one is the reconciliation of the goals. So as I have already discussed, so everyone will have different goals, and all these goals are to be reconciled with regard to the organizational goals. So that is the first objective of coordination function. Second thing is the economy and efficiency. So since there are so many diverse objectives and diverse activities going on, there should be a proper coordination to attain economy and efficiency. For example, sometimes, one example you take like this. Sometimes we will take an example of a curry powder manufacturer. So a curry powder manufacturer have a fleet of vehicles and that fleet of vehicles are running from one part of Kerala to other part, and when a vehicle or a lorry or truck is running from the factory to Ernakulam for sales, that is a truck full of curry powder is running from Kottayam to Ernakulam, and actually if there is a proper coordination between the production department and sales department, actually when that truck is going for delivery of curry powder at Ernakulam, that inside that truck itself, the raw material that is available at Ernakulam can be procured by the production department through that same truck, or transportation cost, whereby the transportation cost can be reduced. Okay, that is if there is a proper coordination, that same vehicle can go to and fro with the loaded articles or loaded goods. That is, the same truck that is going for selling of finished goods or delivery of finished goods at Ernakulam can again load raw material from Ernakulam to Kottayam. So that a single truck can be used for transportation of finished goods and raw materials also. So this is a simple example that you can understand how the coordination can bring in economy and efficiency. Again, next is a by means of coordination function, good personal relationships can be established in a business organization, and whereby the relationships can be made more smooth and effective, so that the organization can have a good relationship between the subordinates and personals. Another objective of coordination is retention of the managerial and other personnel. So if there is a good relation between or a bit good coordination, then employees will be having a good morale, and they will be happy in working in that organization, and they will be ready to work in the same organization for many years, and such a way the good quality personnels can be retained in the business organization through this proper coordination in the business organization. And now we will discuss about the features of this coordination function. First thing is that this coordination is not at all a separate function of management. Actually, it is a part of coordination is actually part of all the management functions. So coordination is cannot be considered as a separate function, because in planning, organizing, staffing, directing, in everywhere coordination is essential. Therefore, it cannot be considered as a separate from all these functions. So it's part of every management function. And secondly, second feature is that a managerial actually by means of this coordination, every department is made responsible for certain efforts, and by means of this coordination function, managerial responsibilities are fixed. So that is another feature of coordination. Through the coordination function, managerial responsibilities are fixed on each employee or in each unit or each department, and that is another feature. And again, it provides unity of action. Coordination function facilitate unity of action. That means everyone will be working towards the same objective. That means there will be diverse taste, preference, etc., but everyone will be directed towards the same action, that is the attainment of the organizational objective. And next feature is necessary into all levels of organization. That is, coordination cannot be considered as a top level function. It is needed everywhere. In the finance department, in the marketing department, in the coordination is also essential for a supervisor. So in a family also, there is this coordination is essential. Okay, in every level of organization, coordination is essential, because without coordination, things will not go smoothly. Not only in a business organization, but also in a families, and also in friend circle. Also, coordination is essential. Okay, therefore, coordination is an essential element in every aspects of life, because there are everywhere. If when two people come together, there will be diverse taste, preference, opinions, and one of these two should come forward to coordinate these two people. Okay, for example, if if in your family there may be four members, and surely these four members will have their own preferences, taste, and opinions. And if any one of the family member is not ready to coordinate the four different people, then the family will break out. So therefore, it is this coordination function is essential in every aspects of business organization, and also in every levels of organization, and also in every aspects of life. And next is coordination is an essential element in group effort. Particularly when we think about group efforts, this coordination is important, because if there is no proper coordination, then we cannot have a group effort. For having a group effort to be performed effectively, coordination function is very essential. Because and in a business organization, surely in business organizations, most of the activities are group efforts, and therefore coordination function is a very vital element. And next thing is it is a continuous and a dynamic process also. Coordination is not at all a stagnant thing, because every day, every time, things are dynamic, and business organization is also a dynamic thing, and therefore coordination function is also a dynamic function that is to be carried out. So now we are going to the next topic, that is a need and importance of coordination. It's actually a repetition of what we have seen, that is features that we have already seen, and this actually this need and importance of coordination is actually a repetition of somewhat. It's actually a repetition of what we have already seen. So first thing is that it's a first thing, the need of this or importance of coordination is because of there is a diversity. There should be a unity because everywhere there is diverse opinion, that I have already told you. There is diverse opinion in a business organization because every individual have their own opinion and preferences, and every department will have their own diverse opinion and preferences. And in order to unify all these, the coordination function is essential. And next is a unity of direction. Actually, there will be so many objectives in a business organization, and each employee or each department will be directed towards their own personal departmental objectives. And in order to unify all these targets or all these efforts, coordination is important. The finance department will be directed towards profit maximization or net profit. Sales department will be directed towards more sales. Marketing department will be targeted towards getting more customer base, and the production department will be targeting on more production with less cost. And all these department will be having diverse objectives, and they will be directed towards that. And it is the coordination function that blend together all these diverse targets and directs all these to the common goal of the business organization. And next is a specialization. Actually, in every organization there are specialists. Specialization is a very common thing nowadays. So when there is specialization, this coordination function become more relevant. So for example, you take when you go for a hospital. So when you reach a hospital, there will be an orthopedist, and there will be a pediatrician, and there oncologist, then various such different general medicine physician, and different kinds of doctors who are the specialists in different areas are there. And if you think, if there is no proper, all these are specialist doctors, and there will be a system that coordinates all these doctors. If there is no coordination between all these specialists, the things will go out of control, and patients will suffer. Okay, so because of this specialization in today's world, coordination becomes more relevant nowadays. Then reconciliation of the goals, that we have already seen, because everyone have different goals, and different goals has to be blended together. So that's the coordination function that plays this blending together of goals. And nowadays larger business organizations are common, and there will be very large number of employees, and in order to coordinate the personal objectives of different employees, this coordination function become more relevant. And again, for the smooth flow of information also, coordination is important, because information is a very important resource, and in order to facilitate the smooth flow of information, that is a marketing department should inform the things happening in marketing field to the production department, and the production department to communicate the things of that is amount of finished goods that are accumulating in the go down to the sales department. So such a communication should go on. So in order to facilitate effective and smooth communication, coordination become an essential element. And again, this coordination facilitates or avoids conflict. Okay, as we have already seen, there are different diverse opinions and diverse taste preference, and as a result of this diverse taste preference and opinions and goals, there will be conflict. So in order to resolve or in order to avoid such conflict, coordination become an essential managerial function. So in our families or in our personal life, conflicts are usual, because whenever we meet other person, he will be having or she will be having his own taste preference even in our family members will be having diverse taste preference, and surely we will disagree with their own their opinion. But if the coordination function is working inside a family or organization, that conflicts will be avoided or resolved effectively. So that mechanism or that system that resolve or avoid the conflict in a business organization or in a family is known as coordination function. And now we will come to the types of coordination. There are different types of coordination that is in commonly that we can commonly see. So the most common type of coordination is internal coordination and external coordination. Internal coordination means that's a common thing. That's internal coordination means coordination between the departments or segments or individuals within an organization. So for example, if you take a business organization, that business organization have various departments: finance department, marketing department, and so and so departments, and the coordination function that integrates or blend together the various activities of various departments is known as internal coordination. And when we come to the external environment of a business organization, there are so many other parties. That is, a business organization usually get in touch with the government or with other business organizations, for example, for procurement or purchase of goods, raw materials, or a business organization may have debtors, creditors, banks, or other external agencies, and all these are the external agencies. And in order, there should be a proper coordination function in order to coordinate the activities or events within the organization and outside the organization. That is, the coordination function should be there to coordinate the external agencies and the business organization. Okay, that coordination is known as the external coordination. So in order to integrate the opinion and preferences and taste of the business organization with respect to the outside world, the coordination function is essential, and that is the external coordination function. So when we think about the internal coordination, there are two types of internal coordination, that is vertical coordination and horizontal coordination. Vertical coordination means inside our business organization, we have already seen internal coordination means coordination inside a business organization, that is a coordination between various departments within the employees. That coordination is known as internal coordination. And in vertical coordination, the coordination concentrates on the vertical organization structure. Vertical means top to bottom or bottom to top. That is coordination between general manager and finance manager and clerk. Such type of coordination is known as vertical coordination. And next, horizontal coordination means coordination effort or a coordination made to integrate the employees in the same organization level. That is, in a business organization, there will be marketing manager, finance manager, and HR manager. All these people are in the same rank, and a coordination between these three manager, marketing manager, finance manager, and HR manager is known as a horizontal coordination. Okay, so remember, horizontal coordination means coordination between the people in the same rank, and vertical coordination means coordination effort between people in different rank, that is top to bottom or bottom to top. Okay, then coming to the another type of coordination is internal coordination is procedural and the substantive coordination. So procedural coordination refers to the description of the behavior and relationship of the organization, and on the contrary, the substantive coordination is concerned with the content of activities in an organization. Okay, so that is another type of coordination, that is a procedural and substantive coordination. Procedural means is a explanation or description of the behavior in with regard to coordination, and substantive means it is actually the coordination in relation to the content of activities inside an organization. So these are the things regarding to the different types of coordination. Now we are going to the next topic or area in with regard to coordination, that is techniques for effective coordination. That's the last topic here that we are going to discuss today. And before concluding this module, we will discuss the various techniques. So in order to have a proper coordination, first thing that we have to consider, the technique that we have to use is, first thing is the clearly defined goals. So before we go ahead with coordination, we should have a clearly defined goals in front of us. So without proper goals, coordination is not at all easy. So well defined goals is essential for business organization to have proper coordination. Second thing is well defined authority and responsibility. So very clearly stated authority, that is who is responsible for what and who is the authority of that type kind of allocation, work allocation is essential for making a proper coordination in or exercising coordination inside business organization. And next is a well defined work procedures. The work procedures of each and everyone should be purely stated and clearly stated. That is, there should not be any clash with regard to the work of one person to the other. That is, there should not be any clash in between the work performance of one person with respect to other person. Therefore, well defined work procedure is essential in exercising coordination in a business organization. And next is a simplified organization structure. If you have a simplified organization structure, complexities can be avoided, and in such a way coordination become easy. And a harmonized policies and procedures can also programs and policies can also incorporate coordination. Okay, business organization should adopt harmonized, friendly and harmonized programs and policies inside organization, so that coordination become more effective and easy. And effective communication is another important tool for coordination. By means of communication, that's a very important tool, because by speaking or communicating things straightforwardly, many confusions and anxieties can be resolved. So therefore, by means of communication, so in your personal life or also this can be followed, because proper communication can avoid and reduce many kind of stress and anxieties and confusions, and coordination become easy with regard to a business organization and also with regard to our personal life. Okay, so there should be a system for communication in every organization. The subordinates or employees or family members, with regard to every organization, there should be a proper communication channel. Communication channel means there should be a facility for communication, and that can increase the coordination. So effective communication is another important tool, important element that enhances coordination. Next is provision for checking and inspections. So in order to have a proper coordination, proper communication, proper checking and inspection should go on in every department, so that there will be mutual understanding and mutual well-being. Therefore, that is another tool. That is, provisions for checking and inspection is another tool for effective coordination. And next thing is cooperation. So cooperation between the employees and within the organization will enhance the coordination. So mainly the employees should understand, or mainly the organizational elements should realize that the organizational objectives can be attained only through proper cooperation between every units or every employees. So cooperation is another element or relevant or important element in a business organization's coordination process. Then the another very important thing is effective leadership and supervision. So only through a very effective leadership, efficient leadership, coordination is possible. If the leader or the top level authority is not able to communicate and effectively manage the things, the coordination thing is also not possible. So the coordination function really depend upon the effectiveness or efficiency of the top level. So top level authorities should have the ability to effectively coordinate, supervise the things. So that is another element, relevant or important element in coordination function. And the last one is a organizational climate. So the organization climate or environment of the organization should be set in such a way that coordination is possible. That the mood or the organizational behaviors or organizational things should be so planned or established, so that proper and effective coordination is possible in the organization. So with that, we are concluding. Thank you.